Hi, my presentation is on legal issues in healthcare. Legal and ethical issues are important aspects of healthcare institutions. The rules, ethical standards, legislations, and laws that govern healthcare facilities are designed to direct healthcare providers on the numerous decisions they make on the care of patients. The rules outline the responsibilities of healthcare providers in different professions. Legal issues include false claims and whistleblower suits, malpractices, and antitrust issues. The legal concerns aids in preventing harm while offering the necessary services that safeguard the rights of patients and other vulnerable individuals. The legal issues ensure that healthcare providers minimize breach of duties. Healthcare professionals ought to understand the legal problems so there is a safe space for both the patients and the care providers. Case scenario. Healthcare providers encounter numerous medical errors in running their daily errands. Among the medical error issues include misdiagnosis, wrong prescriptions, insufficient follow-up services following a health procedure, and test misconducts. The medical errors are preventable. Healthcare providers should be aware of the legal issues to minimize preventable harms and deaths that are nearly overwhelming the healthcare system. An example of a medical error case that could be prevented is the death of Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. The occurrences took place August 16, 1977. The singer's death was cited as a heart attack case, yet later examinations revealed numerous prescribed stimulants and antidepressants in his system that could have prompted his departure. The medical error that is an overdose of depressants and stimulants could have contributed to Presley's death. The claims constituted acts of negligence on the doctor's side. It is because drugs were prescribed carelessly and without discretion. A jury later charged Dr. George Nikolopoulos for acts of negligence that contributed to the death of the king of rock and roll. Details on this case. Shortly following the charges, Dr. Nikolopoulos was regarded innocent of the accusations. Despite this, several allegations of misconduct were recorded on the doctor, including numerous cases of overdose prescription on multiple patients. Throughout his career, many patients reported instances that depicts medical malpractices on the doctor's side. The legal issues identified included the aspects of overprescribed narcotics and other malpractices. Until 1980, when his medical license was suspended, the doctor had committed numerous unidentifiable medical errors. In 1995, he was charged with gross misconduct and negligence. As of 1995, 13 different patients confirmed the acts of negligence and malpractice by the doctor. Thus, the doctor was sentenced life imprisonment for manslaughter. The identified scenario and many other cases constitute the medical malpractices rampant in the current healthcare institutions. Medical malpractices persist as the major concerns that contribute to injuries and wrongful deaths recorded in the U.S. Approximately 250,000 medical errors are reported annually in the United States. Based on National Center for States Courts' 2016 statistics findings, injury cases accounts for about 5% of all the medical errors. Medical malpractices are not only experienced in the U.S., but also among other states across the globe. The numerous medical malpractices reported in different states and countries across the globe should be assessed in depth. Besides, medical practitioners should act appropriately when dealing with diverse patients. It ensures the medical malpractices are minimized to prevent injuries, harm, and other severe consequences on the individuals. Claims on medical error result from negligence and malpractices by healthcare professionals. When the healthcare service providers fail to uphold their responsibilities, it results in adverse outcomes that affect the patients. From numerous cases identifiable on medical errors, the patient's quality of life is often affected. Some injuries become corrected and patients lead their healthy lives. Most cases of medical malpractice results in death. Victims of malpractice desire justice as most of the acts leading to disability and death. The families and the victims have a right to be compensated by the professionals and hospital facilities that caused them harm. The professionals in the hospital facilities should be accountable for their acts of negligence. Hospitals and healthcare professionals are all aware of legal issues that guide them while protecting the patients from harm and injuries. Healthcare providers should be liable for their actions as they are aware that their responsibility is protecting the patients instead of inflicting harm and further injury. As patients often trust the doctors with their health, doctors ought to provide the best services to patients that are meant to improve their health outcomes rather than neglecting unique aspects that enhance their survival. Outcomes of the case. In my viewpoint, the nature of Presley's death was contributed by unprofessionalism and gross malpractice. Notably, the results from the autopsy revealed approximately 10 drugs. Besides, codeine was found to more than 10 times the prescribed dose. The prescription and numerous other overdose drugs could have triggered many systems issues that contributed to the victim's heart failure. Therefore, the death could have been prevented if the doctor had been more responsible in his line of duty. The challenges can be addressed in numerous ways that direct towards patient protection. Solving the malpractices. Among the numerous ways that can be adopted to solve the malpractices issued by doctors, nurses, and overall healthcare teams, enhancing knowledge advancements through enrolling healthcare providers is fundamental. Knowledge advancements grant healthcare professionals to advance their body of knowledge and improve their competency. It ensures healthcare providers apply the appropriate interventions that enhance patients' outcome. Moreover, teamwork among patients remain critical in improving the overall patient's outcome. Collaboration allows for shared decisions on diverse patient aspects that aids in minimizing medical errors. Solving the concern. Healthcare professionals ought to be decisive before they perform any procedure on the patients. They should apply ethical standards and legal issues within the profession. Healthcare professionals should organize regular awareness programs whereby the healthcare providers are harmonized on the need for adhering legal issues that guide the professionals. In doing so, cases of medical malpractices will be minimized. Overall, patients are increasingly aware of their rights. Healthcare providers should put efforts to reduce medical error issues and therefore dodge charges for malpractice and being denied practice licenses.